Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants and some other organisms use sunlight to synthesize foods from carbon dioxide and water.
Photosynthesis is for creating energy for plants to fuel their actions.
It takes place in the chloroplasts of the plant cells.
The balanced equation is 6H2O plus 6CO2 makes C6H12O6 plus 6O2.
The products are glucose and oxygen. The reactants are water and carbon dioxide.
Light-dependent reactions are reactions that take place in the thylakoid membrane. As stated in the name, these reactions are dependent on light. In light-dependent reactions, light energy is converted into chemical energy. Water, light energy, NADP+, and ADP go into this reaction, and the outcomes are oxygen, NADPH, and ATP.
In light-dependent reactions, light energy is absorbed by the chlorophylls. This energy excites an electron in the chlorophyll, and this electron bounces between chlorophylls until it is caught by NADP+, which then makes it NADPH. The light energy is converted and caught by ADP to make chemical energy, or ATP. The original chlorophyll that lost an electron is given another one from water, or H2O. H2O breaks its bond and gives the chlorophyll an electron. Through this, O2, or oxygen, is made.
Light-independent reactions are reactions that take place in the stroma. These reactions do not require light. In these reactions, chemical energy is used to convert CO2 or carbon dioxide into glucose. CO2 and ADPH and ATP go into this reaction while glucose and NADP+ come out.
Carbamates include pesticides such as Sevin, Aldicarb, and Carbaryl. These pesticides are commonly used in homes, gardens, and agriculture. These are in photosynthesis before becoming effective.
The three main kinds of work that happen in the cell are mechanical work, transport work, and chemical work.
Mechanical work is moving and transporting things back and forth. Transport work usually takes place in membranes, such as the thylakoid membrane, and chemical work puts the molecules together or breaks them down.
We talked about photosynthesis and how it releases ATP. So the cell uses this ATP to make a process of cellular respiration. This is what cells do to break up sugars into a form that the cell can use as energy. This happens in all forms of life. Cellular respiration takes in food and uses it to create ATP, a chemical in which the cell uses for energy.
The balanced equation of cellular respiration is C6H12O6 plus 6O2 yields to 6CO2 plus 6H2O.
The reactants in the equation are glucose and oxygen, and the products are carbon dioxide and water.
To start the process of cellular respiration, glucose needs to be broken down. This is where the first stage, glycolysis, comes into place. Glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Glycolysis breaks down the glucose molecule into two pyruvates. This process of breaking down the glucose molecule releases two things, energy and electrons. That energy gets picked up by two molecules of ADP, energy carrier, which turns into two molecules of ATP, or chemical energy. The released electrons get picked up by two molecules of NAD+, electron carrier, which turns into two molecules of NADH. The results of this process are two ATP, two NADH, and two pyruvic acid.
The next part of the cellular respiration is the Krebs cycle. The Krebs cycle, also called the citric acid cycle, completes the breakdown of glucose. The two pyruvates from glycolysis are then turned into 2-acetyl-CoA. Each acetyl-CoA can be made into 1-FADH2 and 3-NADH and a couple ATP. The Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. Acetyl-CoA, NAD+, ATP, FAD+, go into this process, and out comes NADH, FADH2, and ATP.
The last stage of cellular respiration is oxidative phosphorylation. This is driven by the electron transport chain. This is the stage of cellular respiration that generates the most ATP. Hydrogen ions from the mitochondrial matrix are attracted through the inner membrane into the intermembrane space by electrons from NADH. The electrons move through the protein complexes, attracting the hydrogen ions and leading them through the intermembrane space. The amount of hydrogen ions in the intermembrane space become concentrated and are forced to move into the lower concentration. These ions travel through ATP synthase and creating kinetic energy. This kinetic energy is converted into chemical energy. This energy converts ADP to ATP. The electron from the last protein complex then joins with O2 to form H2O, water. The process takes place in the intermembrane space. Acetyl-CoA, NAD plus, and ADP go in, and NADH, FADH2, and ATP come out.
Succinate dehydrogenase deficiency causes mitochondrial myopathy with a wide range of symptoms. Such symptoms include brain involvement, cardiomyopathy, and exercise intolerance. Diagnosis of succinate dehydrogenase deficiency is suspected in individuals with 4-hydroxybutyric acid DURA present on urine organic acid analysis.
Effective antiepileptic drugs are used as treatment for this deficiency. They include carbamazepine and lamotrigine. Succinate dehydrogenase deficiency is caused by an enzyme deficiency in GABA degradation.
This deficiency catalysts the oxidation of succinate to fumarate in the Krebs cycle, and it feeds electrons to the respiratory chain. In other words, it inhibits cellular respiration.